Hey, Thaler.
So what'll it be? We doing some ploughing business?
You do business with Salamandra?
Did you fucking fall off your horse?
I don't even
How
have a
did you
horse.
get Berenger's effects?
Dog's balls, I'm a fence. Want me to draw you a picture? You think I ask every thief who he ploughed for his goods?
Let me draw you a picture. A certain organization, Salamandra, has it in for witchers. A witcher, Berengar, disappears, and all he had lands in the hands of a fence. You. Getting this?
A pox on pictures. Berenger's nothing to me. My suppliers might know more. Besides, I'd never survive in this business if I sold hot goods I actually had a hand in getting.
Yeah, it's believable.
That's believable. A lot of shadowy people hang around
That's
here.
the new one right
Am
here.
I a fence? Unfucking believable.
But why at night?
Well,
Will you strut about
Geralt.
proudly if you had debts? Be glad they all
Yeah.
come to me. If Salamanders paid their accounts, the city would have toppled long ago.
why would they come at night? Because they're trying to duck the people they owe money. That's why, and they need him for money.
I suppose that could be true. You have contacts among the city guards. Could be valuable to Azar.
Damn dangerous times. I need protection from Salamandra, that's why I deal with the guards.
So you say.
I pay Vincent's half-wits a few coins and they see to my personal safety.
Hell of a
I'm done
camera
now,
angle.
see ya.
Yeah, I believe him.
Believable, I guess. I may have just figured this out.
There we go. Right. The evidence suggests Thaler is innocent. I should speak with him.
Not now.
Oh, come on.
I've figured out Salamandra.
We'll see.
Let's summarize.
I'm really fucking interested.
There's nothing to the story.
What's your problem?
You're no criminal genius, Thaler, though you might like to be.
So who am I? Some pious priestess's virginity that she lost in a dark alley?
A little conniver who buys debts to feel important, to have power over people if only for a moment.
That hurt, Geralt.
You talk a bundle, but when push comes to shove, you hide under the city guard's bibs. You lack balls.
Shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
Stop pretending you have
Hit
principles.
a nerve there.
You come across the property of a witcher, someone who risks his life for people like you, and what do?
Tell me.
You ignore it. Just more prizes to peddle. You're an insignificant fence, nothing more.
That concludes your investigation? I'm almost disappointed.
You're not worth my time.
The great Geralt has spoken. He lectures, plays the wise one, and I couldn't give a rat's arse. Not being petty, I won't take it personally. All customers lose their wits once in a while. I'll let you in on something. I might have gotten on Azar's bad side once. The bastard lusts after antiques and luxuries, like any savage who makes a corner too. I was once asked to handle an entire transport of that shit. Turned out it was for him, except I needed the city guard's help at the time. I tipped Vincent off and they confiscated everything. I've needed even more protection since.
Alright. What the odd camera angle there. So, we just updated that quest. That was Suspect Thaler. I told Thaler that the evidence I gathered proved him innocent. I earned his gratitude. Gained an influential ally and a piece of information about Azar. I don't know why he was so friendly with us there afterwards. We pretty much just tore him a new one for what he did to, or what he did with Berengar's stuff. He didn't do anything to Berengar himself, but we also had a character entry on... Yeah, there was a lot of circumstantial evidence suggesting that Thaler was working for Salamandra, yet he proved to be innocent. And we also had an entry on Javed. Even powerful men have their weaknesses. Azar Javed likes to bask in luxury. And he's addicted to Fizztack.
Hell with it.
Where have we seen luxury and Fizztack recently? going to go and see Luvarden now. And clear him, because I know he's on the up and up.
Look how they grow. Thank you for the meal, but I don't know what else to tell you.
May I ask for roses in exchange?
Any specific color?
White.
There you are.
I'm angry.
Alright, off to Luvarden. Stopped off at the gardener and explored his dialogue again, just to be sure of something. I was under the assumption that he would actually help with the investigation, but I think we might have already unlocked that bit of... let's just not look at it. The less said, the better. Ah, caught on the job. Dozing off. Let's go.
Not gonna fool.
I...
What can I get her?
Redheads aren't really my thing, but... Can you turn one out of bed?
Yes?
Let's not do this camera
Farewell.
angle, shall we? Ridiculous. Hey, Luvarden.
Yes?
How's business?
You think me a seller of turnips? I run businesses you can't even fathom.
Settle down.
I see.
You're confusing reflected stars for the night sky. I'm waiting for important news.
What news would that be?
Let's talk.
Yes?
Yeah, he has one of the Sephiroth stones. We'll crack the ice
I
with
seek
that.
the Sephiroth stones. I haven't yet located them all. I thought you might know such art and oddities.
I once purchased one for its magical potential, which turned out false. And I paid a mage a costly sum for the examination.
Then would you sell it to me?
Sell my Tipparath? I'm rather fond of it.
I'll give you a good price.
500 orns?
I didn't think it was worth so much. But all right.
I wear
Oh, that's
Tipparath
smart.
as an amulet. We can deal right now.
Sure, I guess. Here.
I have 500 orens, though it's quite a price to pay for a stone.
I sadly relinquish it, but my reputation would suffer, as would my business if I did not deal. The Sephira is yours.
Okay, well, that was a lot of money to pay for that. Yes, as you can see, I got some white roses as well from the gardener. We'll make a little bit back, but man, I might have to sell some of that jewelry we've got lying around inside the stash before we can
Yes?
proceed here.
I've nearly completed my investigation.
All right, speak.
If you don't work with Salamandra, who are you?
A modest merchant. Allow me to show gratitude with a gift.
Quit bluffing, Declan.
This symbol signifies my secret society. We seek to destroy Salamandra.
Learn anything useful?
The Salamanders have risked much. This is a political matter, let me tell you. Some larger schemes at play in Redania. Few people know the secret. King Foltest, the Lodge of Sorceresses, and I watch the northern border.
How does this relate to Salamandra?
Azar Javed has sent a special force north. My men saw them. He too knows something's brewing and is making preparations.
Okay, that was a hell of an information dump there. 500. We got 500 orens for that? Oh, he gave us our money back. What a man. What a gentleman. Okay, mysterious tower. Augustine did me a real favor with those notes. I have another Sephiroth. They call them Sephiroths, and now they're calling them Sephiroths. Which is it, game? Which is it? So I don't know. I'm going to start calling them Sephiroths from now on. No, we need unactive quests. It turned out that Luvarden and I have common objectives. I gained his financial support in the fight against the Salamandra and some useful information. I earned Luvarden's gratitude and gained a useful piece of information about Azar-Javad. Okay. Characters. Luvarden. Although Luvarden seemed to be working with Salamandra, he turned out to be innocent, but I still sense the Nilfgaardian has something to hide. Yeah, well, we know what he has to hide now. Azar-Javad. I've learned that Azar-Javad has political ambitions, which is quite typical for wizards. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so, quests. Starting to wean these down. Still got to go and deliver that letter to Yavin, which I'm not going to do yet. Ram's Meat we can go and see. Augustine is still a suspect. Alright. I guess we can read these books now. Forensic Medicine by Milo Vanderbeck. Before beginning an autopsy, we must gather as much information as possible to help us interpret any marks we discover on the body. It is good to know who the victim and in what setting the corpse was found. Witnesses should be questioned and experts consulted. A well-conducted autopsy gives almost as much information as talking to the victim. We can learn when death occurred, its circumstances, and what happened to the body afterwards. We may also learn about the murderer, any objects used in the murder, and the manner of their use. A corpse cut with a scalpel is like an open book. Whoever examines the details and carefully tests every hypothesis will understand it. We already had that information, apparently. We have Zeracanian insects and other vermin. Book describes exotic insects of Zeracania and other abominations seen by the author in his travels. Zeracanian insects and other vermin by Marco Knopf. Zeracania, home of the venomous basilisk, has given birth to other equally hideous creatures. Among them are spotted spiders so huge that they trap elephants in their webs, and the no less terrifying tsetse flies. The flies are especially repulsive, laying their eggs in the human body, the resulting larvae maturing within the host's head. The victim's brain serves as sustenance, and when the larvae turn into adult flies, they leave the body through the eye sockets, now void of the previously devoured eyes. These and other vermin are born in the far land of Zeracania. Thank the gods that similar filth does not infest the northern kingdoms. Okay, well, we had that information. I think that's some of the stuff we got from the gardener, actually. And what Tipperath stone was that we just received? Chokmah. I think that was the one. Understanding, majesty, judgment. Oh no, this one, the Tipperath Saphira. Compassion and beauty. Okay. Cool. Luvarden, wait a minute. Move it.
She shouldn't walk the city streets.
Keep your opinions to yourself, pal. Pardon me.
Yes?
I need to sell you something. These I no longer need. I think we put the one that I had away, so a little bit of extra money. After you. No, I'm not seeking to cross yet. I'm back into the city. Still recording? Yes, sir. See if our friend has his head screwed on straight today. Oh, good. I'm gonna hang on to those books.
Where will they bury me?
A good question. A good question. I'm going to hang on to those books because I may need them for the autopsy itself. It's good to have them on hand. see that gravedigger.
More. What do you need?
Well, I should probably save before I talk to you now that I'm thinking about it.
Farewell.
Just in case I screw up the order of events. Near you.
What do you need?
Well, first off, I want to get inside
I want
the
to
cemetery.
get inside the cemetery.
City authorities prohibited
Not
it.
anymore.
I have a pass from Captain Mice.
Here are the keys. Go inside where we lay the fresh ones, but if they kill you, don't return to haunt me.
You have my solemn word. I guess I'm going to ask for the body now. If I can still get into the cemetery, then all should be good. But I have to finish the cemetery quest after the autopsy, I think, in order to do them both.
Could you hand over the prisoner's body for an autopsy?
For a bottle of dwarven liquor.
I think we have that on us. Cemetery key, cool. And received a recipe for Petrie's filter. Okay, I'll be back with that liquor. One moment. Okay. Gravedigger won't let me get the corpse. A bottle of vodka should convince him, I reckon. I need to bring the Gravedigger some liquor. Best of it's dwarven. The cemetery gate is open. I sense trouble. Saw my pass and allowed me to enter the cemetery. I should take a look around the crypt. Cool. Right. Excellent. Okay. Let's give you your booze.
What do you need?
You want a dwarven liquor, so Mahakam mead ought to do it.
Nothing like a good drink.
About the prisoner.
Where you want the body dumped?
At the hospital.
It'll be there by evening.
Farewell.
Nice. Okay. Everything's ready. We're starting at the hospital at midnight. Good. Okay. Hey.
Nothing like a good drink.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
15
You're
men
not
on a dead
likely to
man's
tell me
chest.
anything interesting.
What do you need?
Okay.
Farewell.
Just making sure. Just making sure you don't have anything else for us. Okay. So, this cemetery is still open. I still have the key. Yes. Key to the cemetery gate. Good. I can do that at my leisure. For now, let's get the damn autopsy done. Could go into the cemetery, but now is not the time. Not just yet. Have those books still? Yes. We received a Petrie's filter formula here as well. Alright. Let's see what that's about. Petrie's filter. Petrie's filter increases the intensity of all the Witcher signs. The potion is made by mixing ingredients providing 1 measure each of Quibrith, Hydrangum, and Vermilion, and 2 measures of Rebus concentrated. High-quality alcohol must be used as a base, long-lasting, very high toxicity. Throughout his life, the mage Petrie sought a way to strengthen his magical powers. He failed in this endeavor, but several interesting potions came about through his attempts. One of these is known as Petrie's filter. Is useful to Witchers with magical skills. Witchers who prefer hand-to-hand combat rarely use Petrie's filter, however, especially since it's highly toxic and thus renders the use of any other potions impossible. That one, I believe, is a... Okay, it just increases the intensity of signs. That's pretty cool. It's kind of a mobile place of power, I suppose. I need to go and sell that scroll, because we don't need it anymore. And then I'll find some place to stay.
It'll last while the plague rages.
Just our luck.
Stay the day, because I don't think there's anything else for us to do. I could go back to the swamp. I don't have a reason to at the moment, technically.
What do you want?
I want to sell you something. For 20 whole orens. That was worth the trip. Okay. These are going to get us about 50 back. That's fine. What are we tracking right now? Anatomy of a crime. Nothing else that I can do in the meantime, yeah? Just rams meat, I'll wait on that. See the confidential. Yeah, all of these are all stalled out, except for Yavon's message, which I have to deliver. I guess that's the only reason we could go back to the swamp. But, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go to the inn, dump off a couple of things, wait until midnight and go and see Shani.
Damn, what a freak.
Thanks. I love being insulted in the streets randomly. Okay. Could make a little money gambling again, but I feel like I'm exploiting that a bit too much for my own taste. I'll call it an exploit. It was in the game by default, but still. Mr. Innkeeper.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't need these at the moment. I don't need this at the moment. That's it, I think. I'm never going to use that Drowner Talisman. That was stupid to even buy the thing, I think. We've seen that. I'm going to dump it. Free up some inventory space. Mine is better, I think. 10% extra damage and bleeding, which I count as more important than pain. Precise hit and disarm, especially when it's a higher percentage chance. So, much as I like it. The Earth Runes will eventually upgrade our Silver Sword, I think. Right. That all? I guess that's all. It is midday. 1 o'clock.
So long.
Oh, whoops. I need a room.
Damn it.
Any rooms?
5 orens.
Let's waste the day.
You fight like a lass.
Going until... Oh. I guess straight to midnight or an hour before. I don't know whether the Witcher is particular, but we'll go to midnight and see what happens. We'll have a midnight snack after the autopsy's through. Definitely don't want to eat anything before.
You fight like a lass.
Okay. Off to l'hôpital. Alright. Verbena. When in Rome. What was that? Ah, you. Get me the sword, Geralt. Fight a vampire in the hospital grounds. You're a tough guy. Didn't take any damage, though. Okay. More flutter fangs. More verbena. Gimme. Dump that fang off someplace. The hospital, or the inn, rather. Let's save the game right here. I love how the loading screens have day and night transitions for each of them. It's pretty nice. Okay, Shani, she's here. Excellent.
Ready for the autopsy?
Let's get started.
Ugh. Bloody gruesome. Do your thing, Shani. What's she doing? Oh, she's mixing, formaldehyde? I don't know. Why are there straps? I guess it doubles as the operating table. Gotcha, okay.
Race, human. Gender, male. Wounds, extensive.
Shani, this isn't a lecture hall.
Let her do her
Whatever
thing.
you say. He died yesterday, torn to pieces.
Werewolf?
A werewolf?
The moon's shining. Wouldn't he turn into a lycanthrope?
I guess.
Geralt, no need to test me. I'm a professional. Moving on.
Could a human have inflicted these wounds?
Could a human have inflicted these wounds?
Only with a 2-foot jaw.
The bone marrow has been sucked out. Must be scavengers.
Very likely. Plenty around the cemetery.
So, he was torn to pieces after he died. I'm interested in the cause of death.
I also see some stab wounds. A blade 2 fingers wide.
Interesting. So he was stabbed before or after the ghouls began to eat him? What do you think it means?
What do you think it means?
Nothing. Anyone can cut somebody up like that.
That's true. External signs aren't everything.
External signs aren't everything. His neck muscles and palms look tense. How do you know when he died?
Normally I base it on muscle stiffness and dehydration, but rigor mortis is persisting for too long.
They say successful autopsies are based on curiosity. Should we look?
Let's check his internal organs.
All right. You gonna do anything? Come on, do something.
The symptoms are peculiar, and the cause of death, too.
Those wounds are too obvious. I suspect something more. Poison?
If so, a rare sword. Perhaps an alchemist's brew.
Kalkstein.
Liver's completely cirrhotic. It was obviously a potent poison. This stinks of alchemy.
Boy. This is too easy.
This is too easy.
Life can be simple sometimes.
Are you certain poison is the only explanation for the unusual rigor mortis?
The most likely cause.
I have a sinking feeling there's more to this.
We can try the coroner's last resort, opening the skull.
Ugh. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Little to the left, honey. There you go. You got your hand right through his skull.
Opening the skull, always a pleasure. See that in the brain?
Larva of the Zeracanian tsetse fly.
But how did they get in his brain?
It's part of their development cycle. If we were in Zerrikania, I'd say a fly crawled up his nose and laid its eggs.
Yep.
We're in Temeria.
Our climate is too cold and dry for the tsetse fly.
Interesting.
Even if someone brought eggs, how would they get up his nose?
What do these eggs look like?
Tiny, white, like flour.
Or Fistek?
Oh boy.
Geralt, I gave him Fistek before he died.
What have you done,
He was
Shani?
suffering terribly, and we had no other anesthetics. I thought it was safe.
Where did you get it?
From your friend, the detective. He told me it was from special stock.
Raymond.
Raymond.
Then we have a problem.
He added eggs to the Fistek, then came here at night to fake the other evidence.
Oh,
That
that's...
doesn't sound like Raymond at all.
That's evil, man.
My medallion vibrates whenever I see him lately. And Zerrikania? That's where Azar Javed is from. The real Raymond may no longer be with us.
But I saw him just yesterday.
Azar's using an illusion, trying to manipulate me. Thanks, Shani. I couldn't have figured it out without you.
What will you do now?
I'll talk to Kalkstein first. He should help me prepare.
Yes, the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed that the medallion was vibrating at the end of last episode, or a couple of episodes prior, depending on how I edit this together. Raymond has been replaced. Man. Let's see here. We've got a lot to go over here. The autopsy explained a lot of things. I'm very close now. Time to go to Raymond's house. As a result of the autopsy, I learned that Azar Javed impersonates Raymond. I will go to him, pretend the autopsy proved nothing, and see what happens. I will go to Azar posing as the private eye, pretend the autopsy proved nothing, and see what happens. Yep, like all of the clues were being put together. The finery that we saw all of a sudden in Raymond's place, the astrolabe, the Fistek on the desk. It's all coming together. We also had What Lies Beneath updated here. I have irrefutable evidence that Azar Javed disguises himself as Raymond. This knowledge is dangerous indeed. I must be realistic. If I face Azar on his terms, I will meet with certain death. Must not confront Azar Javed directly and seek support from some of the falsely accused. So we need help for this. We have suspect Kalkstein. The evidence suggests that Kalkstein is innocent. I should speak with him. I'll tell Kalkstein I found proof of his innocence. And an old friend of mine. The autopsy is finished with Shani's aid. The poor thing is very tired. She should rest now. I reckon there is something she wants of me. Maybe I should talk to her when she finishes her work. Shani was very helpful. I should visit her one day. Okay, and then we also had some character entries. Raymond Maarloeve, detective. Someone has assumed the detective's identity, and I can prove it. Locations, good. Monsters, good. Formula, we're all good there. Ingredients, good. Glossaries, fine. And tutorials, I'm going to assume, are still good. Now, as for other quests, did any of them complete? Anatomy of a crime. The autopsy results are astonishing. Azar is the murderer. The son of a bitch disguised himself as Raymond and almost fooled me. Autopsy results are surprising. Azar is the murderer. It's actually very easy to go down the wrong path with the autopsy and accidentally accuse Kalkstein. I've actually done that once already tonight. Pursuing anything related to the liver or anything related to the poison, you're gonna come up with Kalkstein. You're gonna miss opening up the cranium. You gotta get inside there and see what ticks. So don't let yourself be led when you're doing this yourself.